What's up, Ranger Nation? It is your boy JB, and we are here this morning with a brand new review for Power Rangers Dino Fury. This is episode number 4, excuse me, y'all. And the episode is titled New Recruits. All right, you guys. So it's good to be back. We're talking about Power Rangers this weekend. Let's go ahead and jump into the episode review. Now, all right, Ranger Nation, before we even get into the video, I want you guys to do me a solid favor. Go over to my new YouTube channel that is strictly for Power Rangers. It is Power Rangers Grid Connector. That link is in the description bar below. There are already 2 videos up there. The first 2 episode reviews of Kikai, Sentai, and Zenkaiger's up there. I don't know when I'm going to start integrating Power Rangers on there, but we'll be integrating it at some point. I probably will put this video on my normal channel and this channel as well, just to get a little bit of traction. So without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and just get into the episode review. Well, I already said that, didn't I? Let's talk about the review, shall we? So the episode, we see Void Knight. So Void Knight is actually building Boom Tower. So I'm like, okay, so he's building Boom Tower. So Boom Tower is not an actual Sporix, him, so to speak. So it got me wondering. So because I think we are supposed to get the character, why, I think we are supposed to get Weisel eventually. So I'm wondering, is Weisel going to be something that Void Knight creates as well, or will Weisel be a actual Sporix beast? So like I said, he's creating Boom Tower, and then I'm about to say Crayon, but Mucus and another Sporix beast by the name of, what was his name? Dragnarok, or some Dragnarok, I believe that's his name. So they come back. So Void Knight brings Boom Tower to life. So to power Boom Tower up, Void Knight wants Boom Tower to go to a museum and get this orb, and it was called the Nephrite Orb. It's actually a gemstone. So he wants him to go steal that. So we then move over to Amelia, Ollie, and Zato. So Amelia wants for Zato to interview for a reporter position at Buzz Blast. Zato was like, I have no experience as a reporter. I fight monsters. And, Amelia was coming up with all kind of things that he could say about that. I fight monsters. Something. I pilot a Zord. You're big, you like big and flashy things. Something like that. I defeat Sporix for a sweet Sporix. You're one for, she said, talking about recycling. I'm like, Amelia's a good one. She's quick on her feet. So we meet Javi, and Javi is interviewing for this position as well. So, and before they went in there, because when Amelia was telling, Zato the things, like, cool. She was like, yeah, Zato, I don't know where you got that from, but it's not cool. And, we see Ollie says, yeah, don't tell her that I told you that. So then, like I said, so Zato was interviewing with Jane. And then we see, like I said, we saw Javi. So Javi, he is, talking to Amelia, and he's talking to Ollie. So Javi lets them know that he's interviewing for this position because he wants to buy a keytar. I was like, wow, I haven't saw those things since the 80s. Technically, I wasn't alive in the 80s, but the TV shows and the movies from the 80s and the early 90s, you would still see those keytars where it's like a guitar, but you're playing, it's the piano that you're playing like a guitar. Haven't saw those in a long time. I didn't know that they still made them, to be quite honest with you. I didn't know people still used them, but okay. So once Zato comes out, not Amelia, but Jane gives both Zato and Javi an assignment, and whoever does the best with the assignment, they get the job. So Javi's assignment is to, his assignment is dealing with the Nephrite Orb, and Zato's story is to go to a teen athlete and get the deets on her, and that's what it is with both of them. So we are going to pause here and we're going to move forward. All right, you guys. So Zato is interviewing Izzy, and he goes to talk to Izzy, and Izzy is on the practice field, so she's on the track and field team. Was that pole vaulting that she was doing? Because I wasn't in track and field. I wasn't into the track and field, so I don't know. But yeah, she's into one of those. So Zato was talking to her. He's like, I'm with Buzz Blast and I'm trying to do an interview with you. She's like, yeah, I don't do interviews. He was like, He was like, well, because he noticed her. He's like, I like your form. And he actually said great throw, and she was just looking at him. Because he was talking about he did stuff like that when he was a knight, and she's like, a knight, huh? Okay. And then she was like, I'll let you know if I see any dragons. A dragon? There's a dragon around. And Ollie had to tell him, yeah, she's just, joking with you. Ah, yes, a joke. I actually 100% I love Zato. Zato is my boy. Love Zato. So Zato tells Izzy, he's like, okay, let's make a deal. Let's play a game of let's make a deal. If I give you I'll give you some pointers and some tips on how to throw that thing, will you grant me an interview? She says, well, Mr. Knight, if you give me a pointer or a tip, yes, interview is yours. So he says, okay. So he tells her, when you throw it at some kind of an angle. She's like, okay, I'll throw it. So she throws it, and boom, it went further than what her other ones had gone. So she grants him the interview. So they're doing the interview. Meanwhile, we see Javi. Javi is doing an interview at the museum about the Nephrite Orb. And at this same time that he's doing the interview, Mucus, Boomtower, and Dragonrock, they show up. So Javi then calls the Ranger hotline, and Boomtower, as well as Mucus and Dragonrock, they are able to steal the Nephrite Orb and leave the museum. Now, as they left the museum, they were intercepted by Warden Buzzkill, also known as Warden Garcia. So Warden Garcia, he stopped them for a brief minute until they stopped him. And let me backtrack just a little bit. So when Izzy was doing the interview with Zato, she was letting him know about her routine, and she was talking about how her dad encourages her, and she was talking about how her dad is a park warden. And Amelia's like, is he about yay tall? Wears a hat, looks like this at you? She's like, yeah, you know him? Nope, never heard of him, never met the guy. You've definitely met the guy more than once. So back over to the museum. Like I said, Warden Garcia was not able to stop Mucus or Boomtower them. So they got, the orb was, still with them. So then, like I said, Javi, he called the Ranger hotline. So Zato, Ollie, and Amelia, they said, told Izzy, hey, we're gonna have to, continue this interview another time. She's like, okay, no problem. So they leave, and then they go and they intercept, Boomtower, and they morph, and a battle ensues. And within the battle, Boomtower them lost control of the orb, and at the same time, Javi notices that. So Javi grabs the orb and he hops in Warden Garcia's, Jeep, and hightails it out of there. So now, Boomtower and the rest are going after Javi, who has the orb. Actually, Mucus, she just slimed herself right onto the truck with Javi, so she's going along for the ride. We'll take a pause here and we'll move forward. All right, you guys. So we are at the end of the episode, and the one thing that I will say about this episode, this is my favorite episode out of the 4 episodes that we've had so far. I mean, I loved episode 1, 2 was amazing, 3 was great, but this one really good. So we see the Rangers. So the Rangers are talking to Warden Garcia, and Warden Garcia tells them, that Javi took the orb and his car, but he can't tell them where he went. So he leaves, and Izzy is like, my brother, he loves music and he loves to play music, but my dad, is not really the biggest fan of that. So my brother goes off and he, goes to his own little area and he plays his music. And they were like, do you know where it is? She's like, yeah, I can take you there. So she's gonna take them there. So we see Javi. So Javi goes to his little spot, and Mucus, she comes off of the van, and she alerts, Boom Tower and Drakenrock where Javi is. So then we see them and they intercept him. So they intercept him, but the Rangers as well as Izzy come to save the day because we see her as she threw one of her poles towards them. So so now another battle is ensuing over this Nephrite Orb. So like I said, the Rangers and the monsters are battling with each other. So Javi and Izzy, they go off to try to find the orb. And when they find the orb, actually, Javi played his harmonica to distract the Sporix beast. So they have the orb, and Javi just takes the orb and he just smashes the orb. When he smashed the orb, it revealed the green and black Dino keys. So, Javi and Izzy both grabbed the Dino keys, and similar to what the Energems did whenever the Rangers would touch the Energems will bond with them and morph them. So that's what happened with the Dino Fury keys. Now, did that happen in the first episode with Ollie and Amelia? Yes, it did. So yeah, they touched the keys and they morphed into the Green and Black Rangers respectively. Now, when they did morph, excuse me, when they did morph, Izzy, she had her skirt on and she just took that skirt and whoosh, ripped it off. Yeah, skirts are not my thing. And boom, she's ready for battle. I will say, however, the fight scene, that choreography, oh man, amazing. Whoever the stunt double was in the Green Ranger suit did a phenomenal job, because that was some badass fight choreography. So they're battling, and eventually Boom Tower and Mucus, they leaving behind Drakenrock. Drakenrock grew, and Izzy is cute because she was like, "Oh my God, is it Zord time?" Zeta was like, "It's Zord time," so they call on the Zords, and they throw the keys. The keys are similar. They throw the keys similar to how the Dino Charge team threw their Dino Chargers with their Zords, and also similar to the Alien Rangers, because the Alien Rangers, you guys remember, when it came to the Battle Borgs, they had their little, those were power coins, and they threw their power coins, which summoned the Battle Borgs. So yeah, they get in the Zord and they battle with Drakenrock. I love that. That was one of the things about Real Soldier that I did like, was the Zord, the Zord battle, amazing. So they ended up defeating Drakenrock. They go back to the base, and that's when Javi and Izzy learn who the other three Rangers are. She was like, wait a minute, you guys are the Rangers? Makes sense now. Yeah. So they're part of the team, and then we go back over to Buzz Blast, and Javi got the job, and that's really it. There were some scenes with Jborg and Jane. I don't care to mention them because they didn't really flow with the episode for me. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. That's it, pretty much. Overall, the episode was A+ to me. I enjoyed the episode immensely. Had a great time with that episode. I've now watched it 2 times. I'm probably about to go back and watch it a 3rd time. Yeah, the episode was more phenomenal. Loved episode 4 of Power Rangers Dino Fury New Recruits. Is there anything else that I want to say about this? Not really. Not really. No, not that I can think of. Solid episode. So yeah, you guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Leave your comments and subscribe to the channel. And also, once again, you guys go over there and subscribe to the other YouTube channel, Power Rangers Grid Connector. That link is in the description bar below. Ranger Nation, stay safe, take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, and socially distance. And we're going to get through this together, Ranger Nation. All right. So I will see you guys again on Monday or Tuesday for the third episode of Kikai Sentai Zenkager. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for me. See you guys later.